Hey folks, we're talking about what you need to know about South Carolina nursing home neglect and abuse cases. Now, the first thing you need to know is where it can occur. These cases can occur in nursing homes, of course, but they can also occur in assisted living facilities or any kind of skilled nursing care facilities. So as we go through this little talk, I'll just refer to these places as facilities. Now, what is nursing home neglect and abuse? I'm going to spare you the legalese and just talk in normal human terms. It occurs when a facility breaks an industry safety rule that causes injury or wrongful death to a resident. Now, let me break that down for you just a little bit. What is an industry safety rule? It is a rule that is commonly accepted in the industry that's designed to keep nursing home, assisted living facility, skilled nursing care facility patients safe. You can find some of them in the law, which in South Carolina, many of these are contained in Regulation 6184 that we'll talk about. And some of them, again, are just commonly accepted operational rules designed to keep patients safe. Now, one thing you need to know about cause is it doesn't necessarily have to be an immediate cause. In fact, cause can actually mean contribute to. And the reason why that is, some cases, you might have a situation where an injury contributes to a worse situation for the resident. Let me explain. Sometimes in a nursing home neglect case, you've got a resident who fractures their hip. Unfortunately, in some cases, that leads to the resident becoming bedridden, which sadly can lead to their untimely passing. In cases like that, you might have a wrongful death case, even though the resident didn't immediately pass away as a result of the broken hip. So let's talk about some common warning signs of nursing home neglect and abuse. First and foremost, injuries, especially serious injuries like fractures or brain injuries. There's bed sores or pressure ulcers. You can also have medication mistakes. That refers to underdoses, overdoses, given the wrong medication, or drug interactions. You can also see it through malnutrition and dehydration. Protect nursing home residents from abuse and neglect. The most important one in South Carolina is Regulation 6184. It sets the basic standards for keeping nursing home residents safe. In a nursing home case, it can be a powerful tool because if you prove Regulation 6184 has been violated by the facility, it can potentially do two critical things for your case. Number one, it can prove the facility is at fault for the harm to the resident. Number two, in the right situation, in the right case, it can also prove the case qualifies for punitive damages. Now let's talk about important resident rights and safety rules in Regulation 6184. First, the right to be free from abuse and neglect. There's also the right to proper medical care. There are staffing requirements that require facilities to have the right amount of adequately trained staff to meet resident needs. They also have the right to a safe environment free of hazards that can cause injury, and they've also got the right to nutritious meals that meet their dietary needs. To win a nursing home case, you've got to be familiar with Regulation 6184 and know how to use it, and that's where a real challenge lies because that thing is over 200 pages by my count. It's so complicated that lawyers need to hire expert witnesses to help them navigate that law to see whether you've got a case and if you've got one, how to win it. So that brings us to the next question. Can I sue a nursing home for a resident's injury or death? Yes. The purpose of a nursing home neglect or abuse case is to hold the facility accountable through compensation for the injuries or the wrongful death. If a resident is injured through the neglect or abuse of a facility, they can recover items in a settlement like medical bills, pain and suffering, loss of enjoyment of life, physical disability, mental disability, emotional harm, mental anguish, humiliation. And then in a situation where a resident passes away from neglect and abuse, South Carolina law provides two cases. The first case is a wrongful death case that compensates certain closely related family members for the loss of their beloved family member. The second case is called a survival action. It compensates the estate of the victim for the victim's conscious pain and suffering and their medical bills.